Hello, welcome. Whether you're watching this with your morning coffee or morning matcha, I have my water right here. It is literally the evening time. Gotta stay hydrated always. Wow, I just spilled that on myself. Let's ignore this, but whether you have a drink in your hand or if it's nighttime and you're snuggled underneath your covers, thank you so much for joining me today. I want to talk about balance. We hear a lot about balance. Work balance, life balance, work-life balance, emotional balance, all of it. But what even is balance? Who defines it for us? Is it possible or is it even helpful to chase perfect balance? Let's slow down together because in today's video, I want to talk about what balance looks like for you personally. Hi, it's me, Dezor, and I am a wellness enthusiast. I love everything and anything wellness. And I started Dezor Wellness to be an outlet to talk about things that I know about wellness, the education, to offer events that are surrounded by wellness so that we not only have the education that we need to become better people, but also the action behind it, the movement. Because being a wellness enthusiast, I like a lot of personal development things. And if you're watching this, you probably do too. And there's so many great people out there that are talking about the things that they know and they're sharing so much knowledge. And I'm so grateful for people like that out there, but they're not holding our hand. And I'm not to say that people don't need to hold your hand, but with Dezor Wellness, I just want to hold your hand just a little bit, because we don't know what we don't know. And we are not going to continue habits that we've never practiced before. So not only are we going to talk about the education and the idea of shifting our mindset when it comes to life balance, we're also going to do an activity. So I want you to stay tuned. And without further ado, let's get into it. So what even is balance? Well, actually, let me introduce you to my mic holder today. This is Willie. Thank you, dude, for helping me out today. What even is balance? By definition, balance is a condition in which different elements are equal. That's just one part of the definition. So let's stop there. When we talk about what we're talking about today, I want us to refer to the 8 dimensions of wellness. Did you even know there were 8 dimensions of wellness? Most people are only familiar with like maybe 4 tops. That's not like a statistic. That's just what I'm thinking. Physical, emotional, social, financial, spiritual. And then people are like, oh, what are the others? Occupational, intellectual, environmental. They make up your life. They make up the components of your life. When we talk about balance is a condition in which different elements are equal, I want to challenge this definition because when we talk about balance in life, that's not true. Balance in our life looks completely different than by definition. And the second part of the definition of balance is it's equal or in the correct proportions. And when we look at balance in our life in comparison to the 8 dimensions of wellness, not always are every dimension of wellness is in the correct proportion. What even is a correct proportion? What is a correct proportion? Let's dive into the 3 truths of balance. So the full definition of balance. Balance is a condition in which different elements are equal or in correct proportions. Let's look at the first truth. First truth, balance is about listening to what you need. When we talk about balance in our life, it is about listening to what you need. Balance is very personal. It is not performative. It does not depend on your neighbor, your friend, your partner, your family member. Balance in your life depends on you. Only you can tell what you need, what's missing, what is just for right now. For example, in my life, my weeks look so different. If you didn't know, I work within the event industry And it took me a while to get to where I am right now, and I still have a lot more room to grow within my career. My weeks look very different. I work online during the week, I work in person during the weekend, but not only that, I am now changing from post-grad. I just graduated with my master's of management. I am transitioning in my life right now, and every week looks different. Not only with that, when I was in school, every week looked different. I didn't work out all the time. I wasn't consistent with my eating schedule. I didn't see friends every week. I didn't make time for loved ones every week. Those might be little things, but it tells you that my life looks different every single week. So if my life looks different every single week, how can someone else tell me what I need, what's missing, and what do I need for just right now? I have to tell myself, because I know what my life looks like. Someone else might have a chaotic life. Someone else's life might be really calm. And there's nothing wrong with either side. It's just different. I want to tie it back to this question. The question is, what is your body, mind, and spirit asking you for today? And like this relates to the first truth, balance is about what you need. So what is your body, your mind, your spirit asking you for today? Only you can answer that. And like I was saying before, Desor Wellness does not only value education, we value activity. So I want you to really stay tuned, because at the end of this video, we're actually going to do a body scan meditation for you to explore that a little bit more. Let's move on to the second truth of what balance should look like in our life. So the second truth is that you don't need to do everything to be balanced. So when we look at the 8 dimensions of wellness, there are 8 dimensions of wellness. You do not need to do everything under the sun for each 8 dimensions of wellness for you to be balanced. Going back to the definition, balance is a condition in which different elements are equal. I want to challenge this, because when we look at the different components of our life, by no chance is it, I'm not going to say it's not possible, but is it feasible for our dimensions of wellness in our personal life to be equal? My physical wellness is not going to be as much of my life as my financial. My intellectual wellness is not going to be as much as my social. My environmental wellness is not going to be as much as my spiritual. It's not going to be equal. You do not need to do everything to be balanced. This reminds me of when I was in undergrad and I was first introduced to the 8 dimensions of wellness, and I was intrigued. I still am intrigued, if you couldn't tell. I was given a sheet, and the sheet had the 8 dimensions of wellness out on a wheel, but it was blank. The wheel was blank. And I was able to input the different categories of the 8 dimensions of wellness and how much and percentage wise it took up of my life. And on the back of that, it had the same exact wheel, and I was able to do the same activity, but to forward think and put the percentages of what I wanted it to be. So what it actually was in my life and what I wanted it to be. At that time, I think I put like spiritual and environmental wellness as like 3% each. Physical wellness was really big, so probably at 50%. Emotional wellness was putting it on the back burner, so maybe 20%. That's what it actually was. The way that I wanted it to be, I remember putting spiritual wellness at like 15, environmental wellness at 10, physical wellness at like 25. Even then, it wasn't all equal, and that's what I'm trying to get at. But even then, I was trying to equal it out because that's what I thought balance was. At that time, I thought I wanted my life to be balanced, so that's why I was trying to equal it out. But I wasn't truly thinking what season of my life I was in, and that goes to the next one. That goes to the next truth that I'm going to go on shortly. To the second truth, you do not need to do everything to be balanced. I could have left environmental wellness off of the chart entirely. Even though I put that it was going to be at 10-12%, that's what I wanted it to be at. My actions going forward had nothing to do with environmental wellness. I barely did anything with that. I just wanted it to be balanced because I wanted it to be perfect. We're not meant to be perfectly divided between work, wellness, family, fitness, self-care. Our life doesn't work that way. Balance is all about alignment and not distribution. How do you align what you need with your lifestyle instead of breaking things all the way up of things that you don't need versus things that you do need and compromising those things that you do need? Maybe you don't need it for right now and being okay with that. Balance doesn't mean equal time for everything. It means putting energy into what matters most to you right now. So I want you to question what feels most aligned for you in this season of life. What feels most aligned to you in this season of life? Thank you for taking that time just to sit still for a little bit. The third truth is that balance isn't always the same. It shifts between seasons. It changes when your life changes. This goes to the definition that explains how balance is the condition in which different elements are in correct proportions. Some days, balance looks like a long walk. Other days, it looks like sitting still, being at peace, taking rest. Some days, it does look like going to the gym and hitting a 30 to 45 minute HIIT workout. Some days are louder than others. Some days are quieter than others. And that's okay. It changes. That is okay. Life has busy seasons. Life has healing seasons. There are growing seasons. Oh, I can be a testimony to that right now. I'm definitely in a growing season right now. I'm going through the trenches, but it's okay because I know it's a season in my life. Life has different seasons. There's so many different seasons in our life. The way we feel in the summertime is not the way that we feel in the wintertime. Yes, you set a goal at the beginning of the year that you want to keep the same energy all year, but sometimes it just doesn't happen that way. And that's not only to cater to actual legit seasons like summer versus winter, but I'm talking about the seasons of your life, right? The busy seasons, the chill seasons. Maybe this year's this way, next year is that way. Maybe these next 5 years are the same. The 5 years after that are different. Seasons are versatile. You need to go with the ebbs and the flows of it. You need to realize that it is okay that life changes. It's the way that it happens. Be okay with that. Come to truth with that. Are you giving yourself permission to change what balance means to you when life shifts? Are you giving yourself permission to change what balance means as life shifts? We went through a lot of insightful things, and I want to now take this time to dive into our activity. I want to complete a body scan meditation with you. Please find a safe space. Please get comfortable. Sit crisscross applesauce. Be comfortable. Relax your body. And let's just spend this next 5 minutes giving time to ourselves to reflect on how we feel. Let's take a few moments to check in with ourselves. First, take a moment to settle in your seat. Let your body get as comfortable as it can be. Maybe place your feet flat on the floor or rest your hands in your lap and sit in a way that feels easy, not stiff or perfect, just natural. If it feels okay and safe for you, go ahead and gently close your eyes or just soften your gaze. No need to look at anything particular. Take a slow breath in and let it out gently. Let's do that one more time. Inhale slowly and exhale fully. Let your shoulders drop a little as you breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Now imagine being in a place where nothing feels rushed, where everything you need is gently taken care of, where you don't have to push, prove, or pretend, where you feel safe, your body feels safe, calm, and free. What would that feel like in your body? Can you imagine it? Let's check in with different parts of your body just to notice what's there. Start at the top of your head. Slowly bring your attention to your forehead. Is there tension or are you relaxed? Move down to your jaw. Are you holding any tension there? Or is it relaxed? Notice your neck and your shoulders. Are they lifted or tense? Can they drop down a little? Now move through your arms to your elbows, to your wrist, to your hands. Bring your attention to your chest and your stomach. Is your belly soft or is it held in? Are you breathing deeply or just at the surface? Take a deep breath in and out. Now move your focus to your hips, where your body meets your seat. Then to your thighs, knees, your lower legs, all the way to your feet. Is there any part of your body that's calling your attention? Is anything feeling sore, tight, restless? Or is it feeling calm? You don't need to change anything. Just noticing is enough. You're simply just listening to your body, and that matters. Let's finish with one more easy breath. Breathe in what you need Maybe that's peace, rest, or ease. Breathe out what you don't need. Maybe that's stress, pressure, or anything that feels heavy. Breathe in. Breathe out. And when you're ready, gently bring yourself back into the room. You can wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe open your eyes slowly. And just sit here for another breath. Knowing you gave yourself time. You gave yourself time to listen to yourself. Thank you. Thank you for giving time to yourself today to learn a little bit more about yourself, to giving time to yourself. Balance doesn't have to look the same every day. It doesn't have to be perfect or pretty. It just has to feel true to you. And I'm so glad that you took the time today for you. I hope it's for you to feel safe and confident in choosing your own version of balance, to listen to what you need, even if it looks different from what others expect. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe and revisit this video if you ever feel overwhelmed or you just need time for yourself. And yes, you do have homework because you are a Desor scholar. In the description, I have made a list of journal prompts that you can do on your own time. Pick at least 2. You can be an overachiever and you could do more than that, but pick at least 2 and spend 5 to 10 minutes journaling about those topics. You want to go a step further, put it on the piece of paper and also date the piece of paper. Fold it up and just put it somewhere. You can plan to open it a month from now. You could plan to open it 6 months from now. Or you could just put it away and just see when you find it, whenever you clean out your room and you just find it out of nowhere, to see how far you have come, to see how much you have changed as a person, how much balance you have provided within your life. Even write yourself a little motivation, because you never know if your future self might need it. Once again, thank you so much for watching. It's me, Desor. Another day is another blessing. You better believe it. And I can't wait to see you next time. Peace and love.